Growing up, I lived through 2008, and I wasn't personally in real estate at the time, but my father had worked really, really hard all of his life to support our family, and we lived way below our means. We saved and saved and saved, and we invested in the stock market. Unfortunately, when 2008 happened, it wiped out the majority of his portfolio, and not knowing what to do, he sold the majority of his portfolio at the bottom. And unfortunately that happened in 2000, and that happened again in 2008, and I remember how it affected our family, and it was not a fun experience to live through. And I just thought, my father makes good money, and we save so much, so how does this continue to happen? I am Wyatt Simon. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and I am a multifamily operator. So starting out, I thought it was going to be single family, and I went hard on the single family space. First thing I did is I bought a duplex and house hacked, and then started buying single families. After buying over 50 single families, it got very transactional. I did not want to continue to do 30 single families a year. When I bought my first multifamily, I realized that I could do one of these in a year, and it would save me all the time that I'm spending with all of these 30 little single families a year. And so when I realized that, it was a big aha moment, and that was when I knew that multifamily was the direction that I wanted to head for my investing career. One of my friends said, "Oh, you're in real estate, you got to meet my friend Sean." So we met up. He wanted to go to a Whole Foods, which I thought was a little weird, but turns out he's the healthiest man in the world, so it makes sense now.
I'm Sean French. I'm Wyatt's work wife. First impression of Wyatt was top notch. I think I even called him a heavy hitter. So we joined forces, and that's when felt like the sky was a limit. But the limit was all the closings and the transactions and the 85-hour work weeks, 90-hour work weeks.
I had bought in a multifamily deal, and I got into it realizing, man, I don't really know a lot about what I'm doing. It's a much different animal than this single family thing that I'm doing. And that was when I knew I wanted to get educated more on it. So I started listening to podcasts, and I naturally found my way to Jake and Gino's. And I really connected with their message and how humble it came across. From there, that September evening, there ended up being a pop-up event, and I walked in and I was blown away. I was expecting to get sold, and I wasn't sold anything. It was just them adding value for how to buy deals, how to finance deals, and how to manage deals. And they were just telling me exactly how to do it. I was like, great, I will take more of that, please.
Hi, I'm Shelby Simon. I'm Wyatt's wife. I'm originally from Omaha, and I first met Wyatt freshman year of college, and that's when we started dating. He brought up the names Jake and Gino, and he talked about how he would listen to their podcast and how they were all about family and just how they do multifamily, and they actually had a pop-up here in Omaha. And so that's how I learned a little bit more about Jake and Gino. He actually took me to the pop-up. He started in single family, so he kind of proved his way doing it with the single family, and so when he talked about doing with multifamily, he kind of had a track record of success, so that kind of made it a little bit easier to get into. When Wyatt came home and said he was going to do multifamily full-time, I will admit I was a little scared. But like I mentioned, he just had that track record of success. I knew he was part of a program that had good education and that was going to support him the whole way through. I knew he was going to have a one-on-one coach that was going to be there. And then just having that community again to lean on these people during the journey, because it is scary leaving your W-2.
I think Wyatt joined 2 months before I did or something like that. We went to MM4. MM4 was the clincher. I knew I was making the right decision. The culture of that conference and what Jake and Gino brought, it was obvious that I was home. I think that's maybe the way to say it, because I had been evaluating all of these different conferences and programs and coaches, and there are a lot of good ones out there, but there was something different about Jake and Gino, and it didn't take me long. Well, it took me that conference to sign up, and it was probably the best investing decision I've made.
The Jake and Gino community actually comes with community. And after joining that group, I realized how powerful community is. It's being able to go to Austin, Texas on a real estate event that's unrelated to Jake and Gino even, and then spending time with your friends like the Bucky's boys while you're in Austin, or going to other places of the country like Ireland and doing growth mindset trips with other people that want to better themselves and better their marriage. I mean, who the heck goes to a castle in Ireland to work on their marriage for a week? It's Jake and Gino people.
Real estate is a lifestyle, and I didn't really understand it until I joined Jake and Gino, and I'm like, I get it now.
Thankfully, my dad was able to retire after doing investing with me, and that was just a really cool moment to be able to do that for my family and have them relax. And so they love it. They love seeing me do it, and I'm just grateful to be able to do what I do.